Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum. I am your host Faisal Raza Khan and you are watching Forsight. Viewers, on 11th of August 1947, regarding citizens of Pakistan, whether Muslims or non-Muslims, founding father Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah Rahmatullah Alayh, while addressing to the first ever Constituent Assembly, said, and I quote, "You are free. You are free to go to your temples. You are free to go to your mosques or to any other places of worship in this state of Pakistan. You may belong to any religion or caste or creed. That has nothing to do with the business of the state." Unquote. Pakistan was the first ever country in the world to reassure its non-Muslim communities about their future rights by specifically allocating a portion of a national flag with the white color, which traditionally represents purity and innocence. And that's why Pakistan is called the land of the pure, and which the Pakistani non-Muslim communities have kept so over many decades. Pakistan's constitution fully protects all kinds of fundamental rights of all citizens, including 3.7% non-Muslim population like Christians, Hindus, Sikhs, Kalash, Baha'i, Buddhists and Zoroastrians, who contributed immensely to the country's defense, healthcare, education and overall development. While Pakistanis and the Kashmiri non-Muslim communities are playing their immense and vital role in the Kashmir freedom movement as well. We will examine how today our initiatives and actions really reflects Quaid's vision of a robust Pakistan, where all citizens enjoy equal rights and freedoms, regardless of their community, caste or creed. We will try to explore the untold stories of Pakistan's non-Muslim communities and their wavering commitment to the country's progress and the great cause of Kashmir. To discuss this whole issue, we have in our studios Advocate Pervez Ahmed Shah Sahab. He is the Secretary General All Parties Hurriyat Conference, Azad Kashmir. Thank you very much, Advocate Sahab. Thank you very much. So nice of you for your presence. And with him, Christopher Sharaf. He is the Christian activist, National Coordinator for Saiban-e Pakistan, Senior Project Officer at the Christian Study Center, and consultant to Pakistan Poverty Alleviation Fund, PPAF. Most welcome to you, Christopher. Thank you very much. So nice of you that you are here. And online joining us, Mr. Kirshan Sagar. He is the Chief Coordinator of Pakistan Hindu Council. Most welcome to you, Kirshan. Thank you very much for your presence online.
Thank you for joining, sir, contacting me.
My first question is to you, Christopher, that father of nation, as we have just discussed in our intro. Father of nation Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, in his August 11, 1947 speech, clearly said that if you change your past and work together in a spirit that every one of you, no matter what community he belongs, what relations you have in past, what caste, color, creed in the first, second and the last, a citizen of this state with equal rights. Your thoughts?
This very statement tells us how open-minded the Quaid was. It doesn't only shows his openness, but it also shows his nature of cohesion, of inclusion of everyone. And I would state that this statement has been fully fulfilled by the state of Pakistan, by the Constitution of Pakistan and by its citizens, the Muslims, the Christians, the Hindus, the Sikhs and all. Even now, and even if you go before this speech, all these religious minorities have always shown cohesion.
Definitely, definitely. You are absolutely right. So, Advocate sir, do you not think that Quaid's far-sightedness gave us Pakistan? That's the prime reason today our non-Muslim companions, their rights, properties, religious sites are fully protected, alhamdulillah, and safe. While in India and in illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the whole of the picture is otherwise, completely otherwise. And that's why for all the Kashmiris, including the non-Muslims who are living in Kashmir or elsewhere in India, freedom from Indian shackles is an inevitable to protect their lives and their religious sites, their identity particularly, so that Kashmiris can breathe in a free space, free atmosphere. How do you see?
Thank you very much. I'm highly thankful to you and Pakistan Television for giving us the space to speak to the world about the situation in Jammu and Kashmir and within India. Definitely Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah's words which you quoted, it was also reciprocated by Gandhi when he spoke that when they were in India there were the communal violence. He spoke that if I see the ray of hope, that is in Kashmir. So there was a communal harmony for the last 70-75 years. One thing which I will add to my colleague that in Pakistan there can be the incidents of communal violence, but these are so small and they have no sponsorship from the state, they are being discouraged. However, when we go to the India, we have seen Gujarat, we have seen Delhi, the rights were sponsored by the government, the BJP government, and even facilitated. Even their police, they did not discourage, their executive, they facilitated these rights. So what we say that if the communal harmony which is being disturbed in India is being disturbed by Indian government and its executive. Coming to the state of Jammu and Kashmir, especially Kashmir, when in 1989-90, the freedom movement of Jammu and Kashmir started in its full flow, rather we can say the Intifada started.
Definitely.
The first casualty which was made by the government of India was the communal harmony.
Yes.
We have seen that in 1992, the first non-Muslim who was killed by Indian occupation authorities was Hidaynath Manju. He was a human rights activist who was coming out from the Srinagar High Court. He had a file in his hand and he had filed couple of petitions in the Srinagar High Court that few people, few youth have been arrested by government of India without any legal justification, and he had filed couple of writ petitions. When he came out, he was killed in the Lal Chowk, Srinagar. This was the first casualty which India made. After that, what happened, Jagmohan was the governor of Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir. At that time, the Kashmir was being discussed internationally because thousands and millions of people were on the street. So he designed a program that how to discredit this freedom movement. They started killing Pandits and they created fear psychosis among the Kashmiri Pandits, and at the same time they encouraged Kashmiri Pandits, facilitated them, and in the wee hours they provided them the transport and made them believe that if they do not leave Kashmir, they might be killed, when knowing the fact that these people were being killed by the Indian occupation authorities.
Those were basically the Indian authorities,
Yeah.
their atrocities though.
I will substantiate my argument how what I am saying, it is evidentially proved. So at the wee hours they were provided the transport and most of them were loaded in the trucks along with the goods and they were shifted to Jammu and other areas of New Delhi. But what miseries they faced there, that their families, especially the young girls, they were attacked, rather humiliated. Some of the girls were kidnapped by those Hindus, fascist Hindus, because they don't have even acceptability there, because they have lived, neither they have the acceptability nor they have seen such a kind of culture in their life, because they had been living with in Kashmir for the centuries with the communal harmony. Multiple families refused Jagmohan and they stayed in Kashmir, or they are still living in Kashmir. They participate and we participate in their marriages, in their funerals. You will see there are a number of cases that any Pandit who died in Kashmir, we were the people in Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir who made their burial, who made all the arrangements, and we facilitated, rather we contributed in the marriages of the. We see the another one incident, that is Chatti Singhpora incident.
Yes.
In 2002, when Bill Clinton was on his visit to India, we have seen in Chatti Singhpora is one of the areas of occupied Jammu and Kashmir where 35 Sikhs were massacred, were killed in order to create an impression internationally and to create impression upon the Bill Clinton that Kashmiris are communal people. They don't have any space, they don't have any respect for the minorities, especially Hindus and Pandits, because these are the two major communities who are living there. But with the passage of time, it was proved that it were the Indian intelligence agencies who tried to make the visit of the Bill Clinton controversial. These were involved in the killings of these Sikhs. This is not the only case. There are multiple examples which I can quote. The Indian occupation authorities are presently using the Kashmiri Pandits as cannon fodder
Yes.
to malign the,
Unfortunately.
malign the present freedom movement. We have, I may give you just one example, in all parties Hurriyat conference, it is an amalgam of different political parties.
I have I have other questions as well, but right now Ms. Kirshan is waiting for us. So your point well taken, Advocate sir. Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Kirshan sir, I am asking to you that Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah in the same speech which we are referring 11th of August, and I have spoke in my intro as well. So that was basically that everyone is free to go to their religious sites, whether these are temples, whether these are mosques, but that must have to be in a sense that there are religions, there are caste and creed, but the progress is without that, and the state has nothing to do with all these things, and there is no business about that. So the thing is that the religious freedom, the worship, speech, assembly, rights, freedom and harmony, that is all there within the constitution, and every community in Pakistan, particularly the non-Muslim communities, are exercising it. How do you see whole of the situation?
First of all, thank you for inviting me. That's such a nice topic and nice show. Yes, in my view, Jinnah's message is really important because it shows that in Pakistan, everyone has the same rights and should be treated equally. No matter what religion we follow, we have the freedom to worship in our churches, temples, or any other places. I can proudly say that we are free to practice our religion and we enjoy the same rights and protections as everyone else in Pakistan. This reflects that the true spirit of harmony and unity that Jinnah envisioned for our nation. Yes, some people might talk about negative things happening in the country, but I believe as a minority, as a Hindu, I believe we need to focus on the positive. And my message to all, please focus on positive things. It's up to us to show a good image and work for a better future. By doing positive things and playing our part, we help make Pakistan a better place by doing our good things.
Definitely, you are absolutely right that we all are Pakistanis and we have to work for Pakistan. This is absolutely necessary and inevitable, particularly in current situation. Christopher, how much we have fulfilled Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah's aspirations and the sayings about a robust Pakistan where there is no discrimination, no distinction between one community and another, no differences between one caste or creed to another, following the Qaid's golden principle of all citizens, equal citizens of one state.
We have fulfilled it to its optimum. I will just take you through a brief journey of Pakistan. You look at the formation of Pakistan, how the religious minorities, the Christians, the scheduled caste Hindus have contributed as they stood with Qaid. It's a very long story. I will just cut it short. 1940, Minto Park, they were all standing there. People like Fazluddin, Chandulal, Laldin Sharaf, they were all there.
Yes.
Coming to the Border Commission, they were all there. And when Pakistan came into being, Pakistan was fragile. So, the religious minority of Pakistan helped in the fortification of the Qilla of Islam.
Definitely, definitely.
And
We salute the Parsi community,
Yes.
we salute the Hindu community, the Christian community, the Sikh community. All of them
Be-
have the
yes.
option to go to India, but they prefer to be in Pakistan
Be it-
on their choice. And I cannot forget that when we go through the history, you are referring to the history. So, three of the member parliament in 1947 who gave the vote, those were Christians.
And
that-
one
those were
scheduled
the-
caste Hindu
those-
also.
Yes,
Four.
yes. So,
Which brought it to equal.
Definitely.
Yes.
So, those were the very crucial votes when Punjab included into Pakistan. So, that was a very crucial vote. actually.
Even coming to today's life,
Yes.
because sometimes people say that this is all history. Even
No, no,
coming to
definitely, you are right.
today's life, you look at the Ukraine crisis. We saw it on the television that a Christian ambassador has helped the Indian students also, kept them for a few days, helped them come back to India and all. General Noel Israel, a
Yes.
Christian officer. Look at the development in agriculture. Look at the development in the hybrid seed of wheat and rice, Airy 79 and all, Maxi Park breed. The contribution is not only Pakistani, but the contribution is Pakistani religious minorities also.
Yes.
You name a field and I will tell you the contribution.
Yes, definitely. You are
And
absolutely
never
right.
at any point have the Pakistani religious minorities felt that it is not ours. So, what Qaid's dream was, what Qaid's guidelines were, what Qaid told us to do has been fulfilled to its optimum by the Pakistani Christians, the Muslims, the Hindus, the Sikhs, the Parsis, the Kalashas and the other religious minorities.
Definitely, we always work hard to fulfill all those objectives what the Qaid said. So, Advocate Sahab, what role and valuable contributions of non-Muslim communities, especially you were talking about Pandits, you have mentioned about the Sikhs, the Buddhists also in Kashmir and others in the movement related to the Kashmir freedom, right of self-determination and free and fair plebiscite according to the UN Security Council resolutions. So, what are the main contributions of these valuable non-Muslim personalities over there in Kashmir?
The main contribution is what I am standing here, because I was taught by the Hindu Pandit teachers, because most of the teachers who were studying the students, they were among the Pandits, and they have never made any discrimination between Pandit students and the Muslim students. They were rather more harsh to us when we were studying. Secondly, the major contribution is that they physically participated in the freedom movement of Jammu and Kashmir. Other contributions, I don't talk about these are non-countable. For me, the major contribution is that for the implementation of the United Nations resolution when the freedom movement started in Jammu and Kashmir, they were the people who were leading. I just quoted one example, that is
Yes.
the Adinat Wachu. He was a human rights activist who gave his life while he was holding a file of different detainees who were detained illegally, and that was his sin, he was killed. And even those six, I will talk of even when 2016, when Burhan Muzaffarwani
Yes,
was
yes.
martyred, we have seen the Dal Khalsa from India
Yes, yes,
came
yes.
with the relief and other humanitarian aid to people, to Kashmir, when knowing that all international NGOs, INGOs have been banned, but they managed it and they were good enough to facilitate to the people. Even today, these minorities, especially the Sikhs and Christians, are taking the youth from occupied Jammu and Kashmir to mainland India, those who have the bullet injuries, who have the pellet injuries. So they are contributing by one way or the another way. We have, if we just give you the composition of the All Parties Hurriyat Conference, which is the amalgam of different political parties. We have the Sikh representation from, even from the province of Jammu. We have Advocate Devendra Singh Bahl. He has an organization, Jammu Kashmir Peace Social Peace Forum. We have in detention couple of Pandits and couple of Dogras from Jammu who are in detention for the reason because they have been supporting the cause of Jammu and Kashmir. So there is no discrimination. However, there is one difference. What you will say? In Jammu and Kashmir, government has identified 50,000 places where they are going to build temples in future. In past, we have not seen such a thing. They are organizing militarized pilgrimage to Jammu and Kashmir. You will see an impression is being internationally created that there is a huge tourism in Jammu and Kashmir in Modi's government, but one has to understand who those tourists are. These are those fanatic Hindus who are being brought in different vehicles under the blanket security cover. They come to Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir, they chant slogans against the Kashmiris, they humiliate Kashmiris, and you give it the name of the tourism that these tourists have come. Still, we in Indian occupied Kashmir, we live in communal harmony, and we have made multiple offers. It is all parties Hurriyat conferences on record that those who were forced to leave Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir, that we have, our hearts are open for them. We are going to give every kind of
definitely
the property that those Hindus left in occupied Jammu and Kashmir. We are the people who are just protected.
Obviously.
Not a single inch of land have been snatched or it has been cultivated by anybody.
Yes,
so
definitely. You are absolutely right, because the Kashmiris are always loving people and they are always welcoming everybody. But when you are snatching one's identity, it is not going to be working really. Definitely, you are absolutely right. Kirshan, Pakistan is an ideological state, no doubt about that, which came into being on the basis of two-nation theory. But the constitution of Pakistan is very robust, very flexible, very multifaceted, based on founding fathers' objectives, pledges broad-based freedom to non-Muslim communities, as well as assured their equality, all rights and liberties as provided to the Muslim population. How do you see whole of the scenario?
Yes, it's true that Pakistan was created based on two nations theory, which recognize the difference between Muslims and non-Muslims. However, our founding leader Jinnah wanted Pakistan to be a place where everyone, no matter their religion, would have equal rights and freedom. The constitution reflects this by giving non-Muslims the same rights and freedoms as Muslims. As a chief coordinator of Pakistan Hindu Council representing minority communities, I believe it's important to make sure these principles are upheld so that everyone in Pakistan, regardless of their faith, and live safely and be treated with respect and peace.
Absolutely, absolutely, you are right. Professor Shah sahab, do you not think that the Indian security forces themselves actually, they killed several of the non-Muslim community members in illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir to threaten and terrorize these communities to leave Kashmir, put blame on Kashmiri Muslims to create a reason to spread state-sponsored terrorism, defame the Kashmiri freedom movement and get sympathies of the international community by calling it terrorism?
Of course, there is no doubt at all, because it is from day one that India is trying to disturb the communal harmony in Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir. They made multiple attempts to do so, but I salute to the people of Jammu and Kashmir, especially those Pandits and Sikhs who live in Kashmir and who live in in harmony with the people of Jammu. Because this is the only argument, until and unless India adopts it as a communal movement or religious fanaticism movement, this is assailable. But people of Jammu and Kashmir are very much clear, and they have no doubt, and they believe on it, that they have lived in Jammu and Kashmir for the last couple of decades in a communal harmony. They will not allow India to disturb this communal harmony. However, India is often on killing, unfortunately, those Muslims, as I already mentioned. They are using them as a cannon fodder to disturb the communal harmony, and at the same time to sell this internationally, because they know that the people of Jammu and Kashmir are struggling, they are steadfast towards the freedom movement, and they are not going to compromise at any cost. This is the only option with them, because they have killed multiple people, hundreds, thousands of people, but people of Jammu and Kashmir did not give up their resistance. The only thing is that if they disturb the communal harmony, if they kill, unfortunately, these Hindus, because if any Kashmiri is involved in such an activity, they know that it will be detrimental to our cause. How it is possible, or how we can tolerate, even all parties various conference went to the Pandits in India, in Jammu and other areas. We asked them to come back, and even few of them came back.
When you are talking about that the Muslims and the non-Muslim communities have a communal harmony from centuries, and they intend to live, and they don't want anybody to disturb it. So why India is creating a wedge between them? What's the reason? What's the what sort of a deliberate or by design, or it is having some sort of objective to destroy this whole fabric?
Because India has been selling for the last couple of decades that it is a sponsored freedom movement. It is being sponsored by Pakistan, especially talking about the freedom fighters who are fighting inside Indian occupied Jammu. They are being funded as well as equipments are being
So the
provided.
people living in Kashmir
but
who are,
unfortunately,
they don't have any will, they don't have
no, I'm talking. They bought the LOC between two Kashmirs is already fenced by India.
Yes.
It has made the couple of statements from their army generals that there is no possibility of crossing the border. We have completely made it secure for their people. Where from these people come who are fighting? Because Indian army is itself involved in selling the weapons to the Kashmiris.
Yes.
They are purchasing, Kashmiris are paying handsome amount to them. They sell the weapons and they are using against them. But so the argument that it is sponsored movement is not selling internationally. Now they have to build up some argument, and they think when we kill a Christian or a Hindu or a Sikh, it is such an item which is being noticed by international community, that international community believes in harmony among different communities. So this is the only reason that the Pandits are even we hundreds and thousands of the non-Kashmiris are working in Indian occupied Kashmir. We are talking, they are known as Biharis. They come as a laborers. We facilitate them. They live in our houses. We have never made any objection to any person to come to occupied Kashmir. However, we are definitely against the people who are going to come and purchase the land and going to disturb the demographic composition. Definitely we are not going to allow them to stay there, because it is a question of right to self-determination. It has been given to the people of Jammu and Kashmir and not to non-state subjects. Otherwise people can come, they can work, they can live with us. There is no objection at all.
You are absolutely right. Christopher, religious facilities, or especially when you are offering the religious sermons or rituals and all that, for non-Muslims in Pakistan, that is continuously on rise. Estimates shows that there are at least 2,652 churches. That is, it's one church per 664 Christians. 732 temples, one temple per 2,734 Hindus, and 167 gurdwaras, one gurdwara per 55 Sikhs. While in Indian BJP government, it's keep on demolishing mosques. They are what is happening to the churches and to the gurdwaras over there. We have Golden Temple example is there. What is happening in Manipur particularly? Lots of churches were destroyed, unfortunately.
Nearing 300.
And when we are talking about the very sophisticated democratic societies like UK, there are approximately one mosque for 2,249 Muslims. So I have given you the example of one country which is portraying to the world that we are democracy, but in real sense it is actually a Hindutva state. Extremist Hindus are driving all other minorities, all the non-Muslim communities, and unfortunately in Britain, which is called to be a oldest democracy, but what is happening over there? So how do you see this?
I will talk about Pakistan. Pakistan is a very truly diapraxis practicing country. There are no problems. People live together. There are churches, and you can build new churches. There are temples, and you can build new temples. There are gurdwaras, and you can build new gurdwaras. The only problem is that when something goes wrong, it gets a lot of propagation. But all that is going good.
By the way, in my childhood, I have lots of my teachers were Hindus and Christians. So,
thank you. So, what a lot of good is going around is not being propagated. You just travel on the GT road, from one corner of GT road to the other corner of GT road. On an average of every 25 to 35 kilometers, you will find one church. You walk into a Christian colony, if there are 7 streets, you will at least find 7 to 8 churches, also small churches. Then we have got not only churches or gurdwaras, we have schools.
Yes,
We have got supportive institutes also. They are all being protected by the government of
and
Pakistan.
very productive schools.
Yes.
Missionary
And-
schools are very productive.
Yes,
really.
and facilitated by the government of
Yes.
Pakistan also. We have just had recently reopened a new Gurdwara in Pindi, and I will just add one thing to your last question. To this Kashmir movement in 1948, amongst the first Ghazis and Shaheeds for the Kashmir movement was a Christian Ghazi, Flying Lieutenant Alfred Jagjeevan.
Yes, 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 yes.
So he was one of the first wounded Pakistani Christians of this movement. So as far as religious places are concerned, as far as religious supportive institutes are concerned, we don't have a problem. The problem only comes when there is interference from outside,
Definitely, definitely.
never
You're-
from the state of Pakistan.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. When we are talking about harmony among the different communities, there is no doubt about that, that everyone is living in harmony. They love each other, and
Yes.
they have no difference. But whenever there is any difference created, that is created from outside. No doubt about that. Kirshan, when we are talking about the constitutional protections, the growing rights of dissemination, enhancing the political representation into the National Assembly or to the provincial assemblies or to the Senate as well, preservation of the culture, rising economic opportunities and solidifying the interfaith harmony created an atmosphere of joy among non-Muslim communities, and they have a huge and great harmony among the Muslim communities. They are living hand in hand, they are cooperating with each other, they have affection, they are actually participating in each other's celebrations. And so how do you see this whole build up in a country like Pakistan, which was actually created on ideological lines?
Yes, I say absolutely. There are countless unsung heroes in Pakistan and Kashmir who work tirelessly to promote interfaith harmony. Yes, these measures can indeed contribute to a major joyful and inclusive atmosphere among non-Muslim communities. Increasing constitutional protection and growing rights dissemination ensure that all communities have their fundamental rights recognized and protected. Building strong interfaith harmony help people respect and understand each other better. This reduce conflicts and encourage peaceful living together and peacefully.
Right. Kirshan, do you not think that the enemies and the hostile forces and anti-Pakistan elements are actually inflicting differences, not only differences but also terrorism on Pakistan, also tried their best to exploit sectarian fault lines, the differences between the non-Muslim and Muslim communities, while in the same way they are attacking, targeting and even terrorizing our non-Muslim communities as well. And it's all to weaken Pakistan nationally, socially and economically.
Yes, I explain better. Yes, some groups try to weaken Pakistan by causing trouble and targeting non-Muslim communities. They want to create deviance and make the country less stable and strong. It's important for everyone to come together to fight against these threats and keep the country united.
Definitely, definitely. You are absolutely right. So, Christopher, what's the role played by Pakistani non-Muslim communities inside the country and across the world to highlight the Kashmir issue and particularly the plight of the innocent Kashmiris and the Indian atrocities, their genocide and war crimes within the illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, and extend their utmost support for their Kashmiri brothers and sisters, and how it could be enhanced not only in Pakistan but also particularly the communities living across the world?
Yes. Again, it's a very long story. Starting from 1948. In 1948, two things happened. In 47, after 1947, on the first Sunday in the Trinity Cathedral, Karachi, a tradition was set for a prayers of doing an annual prayer service for Pakistan, and in that prayer service the main focus is also on the people of Sindh, Balochistan, Gilgit-Baltistan and of Kashmir. So, that is the prayer side. On the other side, if you just start looking at things from 1948, in 48 I gave you the example of Flying Lieutenant Alfred Jagjeevan, who was among the first war wounded for Kashmir. The second is in 48 and again in 64, not 65 but 64, we had people like Colonel Mendes, Sergeant. We had Colonel Roth, at that time he was major, later he became Colonel Roth, he was also my teacher in St. Anthony's. We had people like Colonel Berganza, who were there in the Kashmir front. We have people like Major Richard, who was there in 71 on the at the Lipa border. So, the Christians, the Sikhs and the Hindus have not only contributed quietly by praying or spiritually, but have actively participated in this cause. Coming to present time, coming to international and national media, coming to United Nations and all, whenever there is a Christian representation, like a Pakistani Punjabi priest, Father James Channon, was in United Nations an observer just 2 days back, and he also over there among his discussion with people from different nations highlighted the problem of Kashmiris and their rights being violated. So, if and whenever we get a chance, we do raise this voice internationally and nationally, and even among the civil society people, whenever we get into an interaction with a chance of interaction with people like somebody from the European Union or somebody from the US consulate or something, and if they ask us about the present condition of the religious minorities of Pakistan, we always show them a reflection of the condition of the religious minorities of Bharat. So, it is always raised whenever there is a chance, whenever there is an opportunity, and Kashmir is always the focus.
Definitely, you are absolutely right.
Thank
So,
you.
Pervez Ahmed Shah sir, to what extent the greater inclusivity, enhancing representation of the non-Muslim communities, re-energizing the historical relation between the Kashmiri Muslims and non-Muslims could ultimately support and create an exemplary impact on the ongoing freedom struggle in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir?
Thank you. We have the support of non-Muslims even in Pakistan. One name my colleague forgot, that is the name of Jamshed Markar.
Yes, definitely.
Excellent
Very,
diplomat.
yes, excellent diplomat.
Excellent diplomat who has put all his contributions for
Yes.
the Kashmir cause, and we are very, very thankful to him that he was the person who made awareness and internationally got recognition of the Kashmir cause. So, we have to recognize it. And we have a couple of people in Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir outside India who support. We have Anuradha Vasil, who is a Kashmir. She was forced to flee from occupied Jammu. Here she has started her newspaper now from USA. But you see the news, the color, you see the images.
Even Arundhati Roy, she is just living in hell and facing all sorts of odds, but she is speaking truth. Actually.
You see what they are writing and how they are contributing. The
Yes,
unfortunate thing is that these people are not allowed by the fascist government even to leave India.
Yes.
They have been completely restrained. If we succeed in getting these people out of India and we succeed to present them before the international community to speak at United Nations Human Rights Council and others, it will make a lot of difference.
Yes,
But India has made, on one hand, India has made Jammu Kashmir a no-go area from all international NGOs and INGOs. On the other hand, it does not allow especially the saner voices to come out from India or from occupied Jammu and Kashmir. So, we have the multiple I may say couple of those Hindus and even Sikhs have approached us that we want to go to different forums internationally, but we have the problem India neither allows them nor gives them the passport. And I will just conclude that how much they are contributing. We have, I was just talking, we had this All Parties Hurriyat Conference is the amalgam of different political parties. We have the representation of the Sikhs, we have the representation of Hindus, we have the representation of even Shia, Sunnis, and others. It is just the combination of all the political forces. But the problem with the India is India is afraid of only this, that if this communal harmony or this unity is being brought to the notice of international community, it will make difference. But it is corporate media, especially more than 200 channels. You may see the talk shows, you may see in the prime time, they are just bashing the Pakistan and distorting the true picture of the occupied Jammu and Kashmir.
Your point well taken, Pervez Ahmed Shah Sahab. Thank you. Kirshan, you want to say something? Do you have any? You want to say something about religious harmony, about the Muslims and non-Muslims affection with each other, and particularly the youth you are talking about. So, do you want to say something on that?
Yes, thank you. I want to say something for our youth as a Arshad Nadeem, and today I want to congratulate to Arshad Nadeem for winning the gold medal at the Olympic. His achievement is a proud moment for Pakistan. My message to youth is this: you can play a key role in promoting interfaith harmony and driving success Pakistan. By respecting each other, understanding and working together towards shared goals, you can help build a strong and more united nation. Thank you very much. Pakistan Zindabad.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kirshan. Beautiful message you have given, and no doubt about that. Thank you very much for your presence online. Thank you very much, Pervez Ahmed Shah Sahab, for your presence here. Thank you very much, Christopher, for your presence in the studios, and very candid and very elaborative views. Thank you very much for that. Viewers, as you have just listened to our panelists, and first of all, as Kirshan said, no doubt that it's a very proud moment that Arshad Nadeem from Pakistan, he won the gold medal in the Paris Olympics. So congratulations, Arshad, to you and to whole of the nation, and to our Kashmiri brothers and sisters who are there in illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, who are there in Azad Kashmir, in Gilgit-Baltistan, whole of the Pakistan. This is really a proud movement, and particularly at the 77th independence celebration of Pakistan. What a treat for Pakistanis and the Kashmiris, and across the world for all those Pakistanis and Kashmiris. So viewers, as our panelists suggested, it is very important that it was actually India and its occupation forces who actually pushed Pandits to get out of illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, not the Kashmiris, because the Kashmiris always, from the hundreds of years they are living there together in harmony, love and affection, so they never ask anybody to go out, but they never accept anybody to come in, particularly the non-Kashmiris, in the name of change of demographics or the identity of the Kashmiris. In 2002, Chatti Singhpura, 35 Sikhs were massacred, brutally massacred by the Indian occupation forces. And then we have the example of the Dal Khalsa, who were actually giving assistance and the food to the Kashmiris in 2016. Pandits, Sikhs, Buddhists, they are all not only in past but also they are the part of the Kashmir freedom movement right now, currently, and they are the part of all parties Hurriyat conference as well. So there are a lot of communal harmony among all others. So they must have to intact their strength, they must have to intact their bond among each other, because Kashmiris doesn't mean Muslims. Kashmiris means Muslims and non-Muslims together against the Indian oppression, Indian brutalities, Indian war crimes, Indian genocide. So Pakistan is a beautiful bouquet of colorful flowers, the fragrant flowers, and we are these bouquet consists of the non-Muslim flowers which are actually spreading this fragrance all across the region. Qaid's vision, national flag, the green flag and the white flag, and the constitution, they are all protecting our non-Muslim communities, and they are the integral part of this country. And whosoever was not present in the studio today, we are all representing you. So this is all from today's Foresight. It's time to sign off. Allah Hafiz.